Hi there, I'm KingJGrim, or the KingJGrim, so whatever you prefer, and welcome to another GameDisc video, where I discuss everything from news within the industry of video game to just me talking about a game that might come out in the future that I hold an interest in. And I want to do that today, as Nintendo's new IP, ARMS, their non-traditional fighter, just had their beta, or rather global test punch, I think they like to call it. And it worked like a 1 hour segment, you know, across a couple of days. And, well, I want to talk about my first impression of it, as I played it. But first, what were my reactions when they first revealed the game? So when ARMS first was revealed, I think the majority of people had the same reaction. Eh? And I was no different. At first it looked not good. And I do think it's because of the presentation in its reveal. However, when Nintendo Direct came out dedicated to this game, I had a slight 180. Suddenly my interest rose from the ground and I found myself excited to try it out, searching up videos, gameplay and trailers to satiate my thirst for information. A rocky start, but Nintendo reeled me right back in when it was important. So good job on that. Why I had such a negative look at the beginning, I'm a bit unsure. It reminds me of Punch-Out in a way, a game franchise I adore, so why would I push this game away at first glance, merely seeing it as a game that will probably fail? I return to that after I've spoken of my gameplay experience, as some of the negativity is still there, though not as powerful as previously felt. How the game felt playing with, however, is actually pretty much the only positive side of the spectrum. Yeah, I didn't just get excited for it a while back. I am now more than ever ready to get this game, as the gameplay is really fun. Because I'm certain that I will make a review of ARMS, I won't go that much into detail, but the game works like this. You control a selected character with different arms, many of them having different properties, like a boomerang punch, missiles, regular boxing glove with ice power, and so much more. And you have to use these arms to punch your way to victory in several modes. In the Test Punch beta, there were two gameplay modes, Fight and V-Ball. You could have a typical 1v1 fight, 2v2, a free-for-all with 3 or 4 players. The V-Ball just had 1v1 and 2v2, where the main goal is to punch the ball to the opposite side of the net. I doubt I have to say it, but the fighting side of things were way more entertaining than the ball game. No real negative feel for the volleyball stuff, but when playing a game like this, you kind of expect to fight. There are several different ways that you can play this game. You can use the Pro Controller, you can use the main Switch pad with the Joy-Cons connected to it, but the way it seems like the entire game was designed around is having the two Joy-Cons for themselves, and this was how I played the game through the Test Punch. Pretty simple controls. Quite simple. You move around, tilting them, you know, forward, back, left, right. Is it mirrored on the cam? Yeah, whatever. To block, you push them together like this, pretty simple. To grab, both. To dash, we have L. To jump, R. So it's pretty simple movement and everything. And of course, the main stuff you do with arms, we all know how to do it, punch. And the reason for why I think that the game is designed around using these two is because when you punch, you can hook them. So you can hook both, you can hook, you know, while they're out. So you can go from having a straight punch, and if they move your enemies, then you can turn it into a hook. Of course, if you attack straight with a hook, it will, you know, have a better trajectory, if you call it that. So I can't really imagine myself playing this game in, you know, any other sort of fashion than using the Joy-Cons. And playing ARMS, even for the short amount of time that I could, was such a blast! The netcode was astoundingly good, only once did I meet some stuttering, but it felt like I was playing offline. The lobbies in Party Match were great, not a lot of waiting between matches, and while sitting there you can prepare yourself in training mode. The tutorial will make you prepared for everything, however, as the only thing you have to get used to after the beginning are simply the controls. Seriously. As I have trained martial arts for over 10 years, punch straight without turning my wrist was the biggest hurdle I had to get through, but once I did, enjoyment became the key word. A few things that the game didn't tell me though, as I figured out that having no knowledge on how to change targets mid-fight in free-for-all was just the worst feeling ever. And the only way I found out how was to watch a stream while playing the game myself. It seems like just pressing a regular button will change the target, but I'm a bit unsure of that, so yeah, we'll see how it is. Another negative is that I couldn't pick what gameplay mode I wanted, so the game just randomly pushed me into every single one of them. I'm certain that this will change once it comes out, as the beta is there to test out connectivity, etc. and many other stuff, but again, fighting is way more enjoyable than playing volleyball, at least in my humble opinion. Finally, while not meeting any lag or anything like that, I was thrown out of the game a couple of times. Nothing too big to matter, but considering that I was racking up a score only to lose it as I returned, it was a bit of a bummer. So those are my thoughts of the time with the Test Punch. Pleasantly surprised by how enjoyable this game is. perfect motion controls, no connectivity issues on the online side either, the fighting is interesting, and nothing felt overpowered, though I'm certain that, like every fighter, some balance issues will probably show up. But from what I've met, nothing too hard to beat. Really happy with it so far, I just can't wait to get the full game. But as I mentioned earlier, there is one thing that worries me. The characters. I'm not talking about their design or their different playstyle, as every character has their own gimmick, like Ribbon Girl's triple jump, Master Mummy's healing when blocking, Springman's charge mode when low in health, etc. No, I'm talking about the fact that every character have nothing to them. With every fighter that I play, I chose my favorite individual as my character. Bane in Injustice, who is a grappler, Relius from BlazBlue, who is a puppet user, Ganondorf smashing with heavy hits, and a speedy Ryu Hayabusa in Dead or Alive. All of these characters are extremely different in playstyle, and I chose them because I like them as individuals, but in ARMS, there's nothing here. Oh, Ribbon Girl? She's a singer? That's neat. The test punch also had no interaction between the characters whatsoever in any sort of way. They all have different outros, but that's about it. And it's not enough, at least not for me. And for me, and many other people out there, characters can be the main reason for buying a fighting game. When I played Marvel vs. Capcom 3 before, I did not play online, I just played offline, so I had no reason to buy the updated version, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. However, the second I heard that Phoenix Wright was playable, I was on that, I instantly bought it. So I hope that the game will have some character development when it comes out. Please, just give me some reason to try out some of these individuals rather than seeing a character's hind area screaming out. Those are my thoughts on ARMS and my first impression of the test punch thingy. The gameplay is extremely enjoyable. I'm a bit worried about its longevity, considering the depth of the combat system is not really there. It seems, obviously, I've just played it for a little while, but yeah. Bit worried, but considering that they do have free DLC with character stages and music, and obviously arms, the main weapons that you choose in the beginning of a battle, we'll make sure that it'll stay at least for a little while. The presentation of the game, how it looks, the way it sounds, it's top notch, and my biggest worry, the characters. I know nothing about them. This is the bouncer. This is the singer. This is the Naruto. So what about you? Do you have any interest in ARMS? Did you play this beta? Do you hold the same opinion as I do when it comes to the characters? Write them down below, because will be really interested in reading about it. But while you do that, I will actually just jump straight to work for my next video, which will be actually Injustice 2, just to update you, because wasn't a video last week. Too bad about that. And after Injustice 2, which I'm sure will be an awesome video, I promise I will jump straight back into a new in the mind of movie. I really need to get back on that. But until then, I'm KingJGrim, or the King Games, whatever you prefer. And I see you guys next time. And I'll see you guys, not I see you guys. English.